Why Niger wants Russia and not the West. The Nigerian military and the West have been engaged in a verbal battle since the recent coup in Niger. Mr. Bazoum was not only a great economic partner, but also a steadfast ally of the West in the struggle against militant Islamists. The seventh largest producer of uranium in the world is Niger, which also houses a French military facility. A quarter of the fuel, which is essential for nuclear power, is shipped to Europe, particularly to their colonial power, France. Stick to your screen and watch this video till the end. If you are new here, welcome. Subscribe and turn on the notifications button so that you get notified when we upload videos like this. Let's continue. Since the president was overthrown by General Abdourahamane Tchiani in a coup on July 26th, Russian flags have unexpectedly appeared on the streets of the country. On Sunday, thousands of people demonstrated in Niamey, the nation's capital, with some carrying Russian flags and even attacking the French embassy. It appears that this movement is now growing across the nation. A Nigerian businessman reported, "I'm pro-Russian and I don't like France," he declared. "I have been opposed to France ever since I was a child. They have taken advantage of all the resources in my nation, including uranium, gasoline, and gold. France prevents the poorest Nigerians from eating 3 times a day." The businessman said that thousands of people keep demonstrating in Niamey because they are in favor of the military coup. 2 out of every 5 residents of the 24.4 million-person nation of Niger live in extreme poverty and make less than $2.15 per day. It was in Niger's first democratic and orderly transfer of power since independence in 1960 that President Bazoum took office in 2021. However, his government was a target for Islamist extremists operating in the Sahara Desert and the nearby semi-arid Sahel, who are affiliated with the Islamic State group and Al-Qaeda. Under pressure from the Islamists, the troops of Burkina Faso and the neighboring Mali, both of which were once French colonies and still retain significant French interests, recently seized control, claiming that doing so would aid in the fight against jihadists. Both of these nations, like Niger, had previously received substantial assistance from French forces, but as the Islamist attacks persisted, regional anti-French sentiment increased, with citizens in all 3 nations beginning to charge that the French were not doing enough to halt them. Once in power, the Mali junta welcomed the Wagner group of Russian mercenaries as they first drove out French forces and then pressed for the departure of thousands of UN personnel. While Islamist attacks in Mali have persisted, the Burkina Faso junta has gotten closer to Russia and driven out thousands of French troops. The government of Mr. Bazoum repeatedly forbade anti-French demonstrations in Naija. Midway through 2022, when Mr. Bazoum's administration authorized the relocation of France's Barkhane forces to Niger after they had been told to leave Mali, a number of civil society organizations started ramping up their anti-French rallies. The M62 movement, which was founded in August 2022 by a coalition of activists, civil society organizations, and labor unions, is one of them. They spearheaded protests against the French military presence, the rising expense of living, and bad government. The group's head, Abdoulaye Seydou, was imprisoned for 9 months in April 2023 for disrupting public order, after a number of planned protests by the group were either outlawed or forcibly suppressed by the Niger government. President Bazoum's dismissal has given the M62 a newfound energy. In an uncommon move, state TV quoted its members calling for large-scale demonstrations in support of the junta and criticizing the sanctions imposed by West African governments over the coup. It is unknown whether the organization is connected to Russia or the junta known as the National Council for Safeguarding the Homeland, CNSP. Though smaller civil society organizations like the Coordination Committee for the Democratic Struggle, CCLD, Bukata, and Youth Action for Niger were also present, It was the umbrella organization that organized the protest on Sunday. The pro-Russian businessman is optimistic about how Moscow can support Zinder back home. "I want Russia to assist with food and security," he remarked. "Russia can provide technology to enhance our agricultural production." The Niger coup represents a turning point for West Africa and the Sahel. The fact that other French African countries have been silent doesn't mean they aren't bordered. So they want to use this opportunity to get out of France-Afrique, just like in the recent coup in Gabon. That is why countries like Algeria, Burkina Faso, Guinea, and Mali are all standing with Naija. Did you find this video interesting? Let us know what you think in the comments section. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you get updated when we upload another video like this one.